unbelievable. One orange boot, one purple boot. I was like, where did he get his swag from? And I think he had a storage and the trailer, and people were just throwing Clemson stuff at him. I'm like, wow. So, you the man.
Thank you, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate you being here. We'll see, we'll see you in
y'all.
a couple weeks.
Taj, I will drag him. He'll be with me. Oh my God. He is hard to catch.
Hey, bring some books next time.
Okay, I will. I will.
Come on back in here. Fine.
Levon, nice to see you again. I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while, yes. It's been a long time.
He still looks like he can suit up.
Oh, every one of them does. We had CJ the first one, and Todd's gonna be the same way, and Robert Smith.
Yep.
I mean, man, we can go and have
Put
a
y'all on
throwback
one of
team.
them backyard legend team.
I don't know if I can do it anymore.
All right, let's talk about when you left Clemson. What round did you get drafted into state?
I got drafted in the second round. 38th pick. Yeah. I actually did a letter, to the draft.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I seen that. Yeah, you're right. I did see that. Yeah. Okay, so what about, who was the quarterback then when you were there?
We had Bubby Brister and Neil O'Donnell.
Okay. So,
but Neil O'Donnell was the guy.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, we love Clemson.
Right.
But I buy junk, I call it, but I resell it.
Sure.
Now, let me tell you, a Gamecock jersey will even sell.
Right.
But a Steeler jersey, oh my gosh, man, when I get those, it's like, who in the world let this go? You cannot keep it. I got a friend that's helping me with this playground. And he is at one of our sponsors tonight. His daughter just graduated from Navy training. And his name is Spike Reed.
Right.
Now that boy, he's a roll tide. All he knows how to say is roll tide. My Lord, he is a Steeler
fan.
Oh, goodness.
They're everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
It's amazing what they got. So, but you played how long for the year?
I played 9 years for those years.
9
years.
9 straight years?
9 straight years. Yeah.
That means you did your job.
That means I was really blessed and had a great team around me, and plus I did my job.
So how many Pro Bowls?
I've only made 2 Pro Bowls. I was all pro for 1 year, but I was like the alternate for like 5 years. I've always, I made an alternate like a lot of times.
And even back in Clemson, you were All-American.
Yeah, I was All-American, 3-time All-ACC, so, making a Pro Bowl, especially from an inside linebacker perspective, it's pretty hard. You had guys like Jimmy Seau, Brian Cox, Ray Lewis, so it was a little tough doing it.
So that was the guys you played?
Well, they were my equals at the time.
Yeah.
So, but the NFL, the amazing thing is, when you get to that level, you realize why there's only a 1% chance that guys make it.
Yeah. So what about your health when you were in?
Yeah, I was pretty healthy. I never, honestly, I never missed a game.
Really?
Yeah, from high school to college to the NFL, I've never missed a game. But I did break my wrist one time. And that's a funny story because one of my teammates who actually played linebacker, Greg Lloyd, was the one who broke the wrist.
High five?
No. No. I was a rookie, and I think I hurt my wrist during the year, but I kind of fought through it. Just this one particular time when we had a bye, and we're just practicing, and we just like, I was like, man, my wrist is really hurting. He's like, oh, let me see it. I was naive. I was just showing my wrist, and he went, pow. Now, he's like at that time, he's like a third-degree black belt.
Oh, wow.
And so he snapped my wrist.
Goodness.
And I'm like, I'm going to the trainer, it's like, hey, Norway, the guy's name's John Norway. I'm like, Norway, I think I broke my wrist. He's like, oh, just finish out practice. Finish out practice. I'm like, I'm out there with a bad wrist. I finish out practice, we go to the x-ray, and they're like, oh yeah, you really broke. I'm like, I didn't break it, Greg Lloyd broke my wrist. It was a rough rookie year, but it turned out well.
So you were 9 years with the Steelers. Didn't you play with 2 more teams?
Yeah, I played with Seattle, and I played with the Eagles.
So 1 year each. Was that toward the end?
That's toward the end. Yeah, that's toward the end. Yeah. But the Steelers, I mean, it it was fantastic getting drafted by them, and I remember the interview process, and that was the team that really kind of showed more interest. And I tell people this story that when I was getting drafted, I was at my sister's home, and before they picked me, I went into the bathroom, and I just looked in the mirror. I'm like, they're gonna pick me, they're gonna pick me, they're gonna pick me. I went back, and the phone was on the table, and I sat there, and I was just like, I hope that my brother-in-law, none of his friends call, but I forced my sister to get two-way. At the time, that was two-way. And the phone rang, and I picked up, and Tom Donahoe was like, hey, Levon, it's Tom Donahoe. We were really considering picking you this next pick. We're like, really considering. Then Charles Bailey got on the phone, and he was like, do you guys have a TV in Lamar? I'm like, yeah, of course we got TVs in Lamar. He said, do you guys have cable? I'm like, yeah, we got cable, but I'm at my sister's house, but yeah, sure. And he said, well, your name's going to flash up on the screen. It flashed up, and I was a Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was just amazing. Amazing good.
Was the money back then the same as it is now?
No, but I think everything is kind of relative. I mean, when I first got in the league, they were really starting the players union at the time. It wasn't there before, but so the money wasn't. I mean, to me it was great money, but I mean, I guess if you think about it, yeah, they make a whole lot more than we did, but it was still good money.
So you didn't have a problem with your $5 million signing bonus?
No, I didn't. No, I couldn't. Hey,
That's
man, I used to pick tobacco, man.
Me too.
And put it up in the barn. So I mean, that amount of money was great, man. And I was able to. The great thing was one of the best things that I think coming from this experience was being able to help my parents out and be a blessing to them. And I think one of the best things I've done as an NFL player was to take them to the 200 Pro Bowls. And then the next year I took all of my brothers and sisters. So sometimes, your gifts and talents is more about other people than yourself.
So did you get a Super Bowl?
No, we got short. Yeah, we came short. We played Dallas Cowboys, and we threw 2 interceptions that really kind of hurt us. And we lost the game by 10 points, and it was close, man. I thought sure we were gonna win. We came back. We were down by 3. He threw an interception, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
And that hurts because you don't get that many chances.
You don't get, it was only like I was like halfway through my career, and I'm thinking that we'll go back.
Yeah.
But we never went back. We went to I went to an AFC Championship game, and then when I went to Philly, we went to the NFC Championship game, and we came up short. So, I would advise anybody, anytime you get that chance to go to the Super Bowl, as a player, you got to take advantage of it. Plus, you just never know if you're going to make it.
So what about these last 2 championships for Clemson? Were you there?
I was at the first one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was at the first 2 when they played in Arizona because I was with the Cardinals at the time, and so I got an opportunity to go. It was I didn't know if we were going to win that first one because we just hadn't been there before. But it was a good game, and we should have really won that game. And then the second one I went to, the first one we won in this era, and it was amazing. I mean, yeah, man. I still look at that game. I mean, I'm a big time fan, and what they've done, Coach Dabo swinging, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I've been over there all week, and I sit out in front of my motorhome under the tent and watch that football facility.
Right.
Let me tell you, it's year round.
Yeah.
I mean, those boys, they work their tails off of what they get, but they will do it for them.
Yeah.
But like you said, that in Arizona, man, I was there, and when I left, we walked down, and Alabama was shaking their head like, well, we were lucky.
Right, yeah.
But I felt like, man, we're going to win it next year. We're going right back. You didn't feel bad about that loss.
Right. We had a lot of guys coming back, and I felt good about it, too. And I felt like that second time, I'm like, we're going to win. We're going to find a way to win. Even when we were down 14-0, or before that drive, I kind of felt like Deshaun, those guys, they don't pull it off. And they did. And I mean, but this last one, You know, that's pretty sweet. You just,
At halftime?
yeah, you just sit back and relax, man.
Yes.
It felt so good to win that against them.
But I mean, I feel good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're saying, well, Alabama's tick, they're coming
Right.
back. But
Well, I tell you what, when you have the offensive power that they have coming back, I think you have a reason to be optimistic. I think that they have a dynamic quarterback, and the weapons they got around him are tremendous. The offensive line is coming back. You know, the defense will be somewhat new, and I think they will go through some growing pains. But I think teams like Clemson, they don't really rebuild, they kind of reload. You know, they have guys that you may not have seen play, but these guys are good players, and I feel like they'll do a good job. But I think, you know, they get an opportunity to get back there. I think they have a good shot as anybody to win.
yeah, I agree. Okay, you're working for South Carolina
Football
Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Now let me tell you, I never missed one.
Yeah.
People have no idea.
Right.
I mean, sometimes I go and I've seen an NBC before, and I'm like, are you serious? You're lucky to be able to go. Tell them what South Carolina Football Hall of Fame is about, what you're doing with it, and why they don't need to miss it. Man, if this comes up, you got to buy tickets.
Yeah, no question about it. I'm the vice president of development with the Hall of Fame, and I just got on in January, and it's really close to my heart because it's always something that I wanted to do. And what we do is we educate, we empower, and we encourage young students, and we try to give them a roadmap to their future, and we try to be a network and support system that otherwise they may not have. And when I came up, you know, it's more survival. My parents really didn't know a whole lot about being a student athlete. I think now, as a player who's gone through all three levels, who's coached on all three levels, it's our opportunity to give back. And you know, we have what we call the Bridge Builder program, which we created a bridge, you know, between the past and the future, and we try to help them along the line. Our Workforce Connect is also gives students an opportunity to, you know, if they don't want to go to college, you know, maybe go to a 2-year school and go out there in the workforce. There's so many jobs out there that are waiting, but a lot of people don't know about it. They don't know the benefits. So we try to basically give them a heads up of what we're doing, and it's a phenomenal organization. I'm really happy to be a part of it, and I'm really passionate about it. I am, you know,
Robert Smith, he was on here 2 weeks ago, and man, South Carolina Football Hall of Fame were huge in doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and you know, we've only been around for, you know, 8 years. We just had our ceremony, and we got some tremendous guys in our hall. And we're really trying to be the face of South Carolina, helping student athletes, getting them on the right track. So I am just thrilled to be a part of it.
Man, I appreciate you taking your time to come and be with us.
Oh man, I appreciate it too.
It was awesome. When we talked after the Hall of Fame, you called me just to say appreciate you being there.
Right.
And man, I was like, this dude, I'm gonna call him. I know he's gonna say no, but I'm gonna call him.
Man, I am one. I could be down to earth, man. I'm telling you, man. But my dad would, he would whip my butt and my mom if we didn't treat people the right way. So my father always told us about treating people, no matter what walk of life, treating them with respect and never burning bridges. And I hope that I've done that throughout my life. And you know, I want to continue to, and our organization want to continue to help athletes along the way.
Hey, well, you got my number. You call me if you need me.
If you need me, call me, man.
All right, Carter. Hey, love you, buddy.
All right, Carter.
All right.
Hello, Carter.
We got time for Lee? All right. Hey, appreciate it.
Levon, can you stay in?
Yes.
I want to ask a couple questions.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hey,
So we
here you
slide
go.
over?
Hey, how about this? How about this?
On the fly. Okay, folks, y'all know who Eltmon is. I don't want to waste our time tonight talking about Eltmon. We've got storyteller here. So I've got
Yes.
2 things to ask you.
Okay, sure.
I want to know about the draft letter and
Uh-huh.
and why you did that, what your motivation was. I found that, read it online,
Right.
and absolutely loved it.
Oh, okay,
so I
thank
want to
you.
hear about that.
You know, I was just looking at the draft, and every year I kind of wonder about the 38th pick because I've been the 38th pick.
Right.
And so a lot of times I would just watch the draft to see who was the 38th pick.
Perfect.
And this time, you know, I was just like, you know what, would be kind of unique is to make the draft seem like a human being.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did that. I just kind of sat down and just kind of typing away, and the one thing I wanted to do was just finish it.
Right.
I wanted to finish it. Then, I asked some people like, hey, look at this, edit it if you need to.
Yeah.
And they were just like, man, Levon, this is really good.
It
This
was.
is really good. This is
Folks,
really good, Levon.
Look for it, find it. It's easy to find online. It's a quick read, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, and I just talked about the whole process of me getting this.
Right.
And from a standpoint of me writing to the draft and saying, like, this is what happened. Remember when this happened? Because the art of writing letters is done. People don't really write letters, it's emails or texts. I thought I would kind of take it back a little bit and write a heartfelt letter, and it really came from my heart. And
I didn't see
it was well
a single
received.
LOL in that. You're right.
Right, yeah. It was an old school letter that I was writing to an old friend. I pretend that the draft was a person.
It was special.
Yeah.
And I have one more question for you, because very few people get to do what you did.
Right.
You got to play in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
What was it like getting ready for that game, the excitement leading up to it? Because they always say you go out there and try to play it like it's any other game.
Right.
Is that the way it was?
No, it's not like any other game. I'm gonna tell you, honestly, I was really hyped about it, and I was ready to go. It was something that I thought about as a kid. But I'm telling you, man, that first drive or so, and I was like, my knees were like shaking. I was nervous, and that hadn't happened to me since I was a rookie, my first down, and my knees were like shaking. And I'm like, why is this happening? Because this is the biggest game in the world as far as football is concerned, and it's you're the only show in town. Everybody is focused on you. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but you kind of get into the flow of it. It was a lot of fun. I wish we would have won the game, but
Sure.
I'm glad that I was there and experienced it, and actually probably had a breakout game for myself, because I think that's when people kind of like, wow, this kid can actually play. So it was tremendous. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I have one last thing to ask. Now, I grew up, and I apologize.
No problem.
I grew up a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Me too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Tom Landry, the
Yeah.
age of old.
Yeah.
So, but my uncle, he was about 10, 15 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
He loved Pittsburgh. His
Right.
name was Jerry Foster.
Jerry Foster.
He lived over in East Tennessee. Unfortunately, he's passed away.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about
But he was as big of a Steeler fan, and he gave me a hard time during those 4 years of Super Bowls back in the
Yeah,
70s.
my brothers gave me a hard time too, because I was die hard.
Can you give a shout out to the Foster family in East Tennessee?
Hey, Foster family, East Tennessee, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Go Steelers.
There you go. Thank you so much. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you.
If you haven't been to Elmont, you need to come see us. We got something for everybody. We appreciate everybody watching us tonight.
Live from the hat. Hey, go to that GoFundMe. Send those kids. Let's make that thing happen. Charlie, good to see you, buddy. Carter, you too, brother. All right, we ready? We're done. We're out of here. We'll see you next time with Todd Boyd and Mama Boyd. With this book right here, so go ahead and come on out and get that autograph. Look right here. Live at Elmont.
I gotta get a copy.
All right, yep. Hey, you got another one?
In my car, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get that copy.
All right, go Tigers. Let's kill it.
Oh, that was so nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You're too good of a storyteller not to get that story.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like it a little bit more, but that's, it was amazing.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
We had a little floor about the game, this crash, and when it was that, we got going. So, but start sharing what we got on the page right now.